Hello everyone. In this video lecture, we are going to see the topic about how to modify Azure Pipelines YAML file. This topic belongs to the fifth unit, that is building DevOps pipelines using Microsoft Azure. And we are now seeing a series of video lecture for the subject DevOps. Myself, Hasina Bibi, Assistant Professor in the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. In the previous video lectures, we have seen how to create an account in Microsoft Azure DevOps, then how to create an organization project. Inside that, how to build a code or how to get the project from the GitHub that can be run inside our Azure DevOps. Actually, Azure DevOps is one of the cloud platform used for the collaborative project management. And we can see how to modify our pipelines in the Azure DevOps and the associated YAML file. A pipeline is defined using a YAML file in your repository. Usually this file is named Azure pipelines.yaml and it is located at the root of your repository. Go to the pipeline page in Azure Pipelines, select the pipeline you created and select Edit in the context menu of the pipeline to open the YAML editor. So this will be the basic structure. Example YAML file, we have the trigger section, pool section, and we will list it out the different tasks that have to be performed inside the task block and inputs. The pipeline runs whenever your team pushes a change into the main branch of the repo or creates a pull request. It runs on a Microsoft hosted Linux machine. The pipeline process has a single step, which is to run the Maven task. So these are the things already defined in the example existing pipeline. We can change the platform to build on. You can build your project on Microsoft hosted agents that already include SDKs and tools for various development languages, or you can use self-hosted agents with specific tools that you need. Navigate to the editor for your pipeline by selecting Edit Pipeline action on the build or by selecting Edit from the pipeline's main page. Here currently in our example pipeline, the pipeline runs on a Linux agent. To change the platform, to switch to a different platform like Windows or Mac, change the VM image value. So in our YAML code, there will be the block for pool. So here we have to change the VM image value and we have to mention the platform for which our task will be implemented. Select save and then confirm the changes to your pipeline run on a different platform. Then we can also add additional steps in our existing pipeline. A task in our pipeline, we will be defined set of tasks. A task is a pre-packaged script. You can use task for building, testing, publishing or deploying your application. For Java, the Maven task we used handles testing and publishing result. However, we can use a task to publish code coverage results too. For that, we have to open the YAML editor for our pipeline and we have to do the following snippet to the end of your YAML file. So we can mention the additional task with the input values. We can mention the files. We can also add the additional attributes for our task at the end of our YAML file. Then we have to save and then confirm the changes. We can also view our test and code coverage results by selecting your build and going to the test and coverage tabs. Also, another one option is we can build across multiple platforms. So we can build and test our project on multiple platforms. One way to do is with strategy and matrix. You can use variables to conveniently put data into various parts of a pipeline. For this example, we can build and test a project on multiple platforms. One way to do it is with the help of a strategy and matrix. We can use variables to conveniently put data into various parts of our pipeline. For example, we will use a variable to pass in the name of the image we want to use. For that, in our Azure Pipelines YAML file, we have to replace this content under strategy matrix. And we can mention different platforms. We can mention the different pool values, VM image values, etc. Select save and then confirm the changes to see your build run up to 3 jobs on 3 different platforms. Each agent can run only one job at a time. To run multiple jobs in parallel, you must configure multiple agents. And another one option is we can build using multiple versions of the software. To build a project using different versions of that language, you can use a matrix of versions and variable. In this step, you can either build the Java project with 2 different versions of Java on a single platform or run different versions of Java on different platforms. If you want to build on a single platform and multiple versions, add the following matrix to your YAML file before the Maven task and after the VM image. So we have added several versions of JDK inside the matrix of strategy block. In this way, we can define multiple versions for the execution of the task. Also, we can do, there is an option for pipeline settings. We can view and configure pipeline settings from the more action menu in the pipeline details page. Also, we have rename or move. We can edit the pipeline name and folder location. Also, there is an option that is status badge. We can add a status badge to our repository. We can delete the pipeline including all builds and associated artifacts using delete option. Also, there is an option scheduled runs. So for that, we have to go to the settings to configure the following pipeline settings. Also, we have the options to do the various settings like processing of new run request. The options will be by default passed and disabled. Also, there are several options and settings are available for our pipeline. And also we can get notifications when your runs fail. And we can see it under manage notifications for a team. So that's all about the topic pipeline settings and adding various options for our YAML file in Azure DevOps project management. Thank you.